time on the show every week during drive time, talking to entrepreneurs. And our next guest is such a talent. I've known her for many years, never had her on the show before. We have Janey Bishoff, Bishoff, of course, Communications. I put the of course in, that's not part of the name.
Right.
But you've been known by so many people that it's hard not to put your name on the door.
Thank you.
So why don't you talk
Jeff.
to us a little bit, Janey, about your background. I know you don't want to talk about us. I know you want to talk about your clients. But tell us a little bit about your background, because it really is quite formidable.
Well, thank you. Nice to be here. I have been in this business for more than 2 decades, and I actually came out of government, and I have a graduate degree from MIT in urban planning. And 250 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks. But I was very lucky to have worked with a lot of very interesting organizations and companies through the years, and get into some situations that developed some very specialized skills, enabled me, I should say, to develop specialized skills. Many years ago, I started helping people in crisis situations long before anyone had heard of crisis communications.
Right.
But I've been very lucky to have worked with a lot of great companies and helped them really grow and flourish. And I really enjoy working with entrepreneurs, helping them grow their companies.
Well, you say your tagline shows building and protecting great brands. So that's interesting. I like the term. It's sort of, it's got a certain romance to it in terms of how it resonates with me. And how do you exactly do that today in today's world?
Well, we really work with companies to understand what they're about and who they're trying to market to. So reaching your clients or customers in today's world is really challenging, because it's challenging to break through the clutter that everyone is bombarded with on a daily basis. So how do you define your positioning? How do you define your messages? And how do you make sure that those messages reaches the audiences that you want to reach?
Right. Now, you're in a really tough field. It's hard to get people who can write well. It's hard to get people who work well. I mean, we all have that problem in the service business. But it's so competitive. There's so many people who say that they know how to do what you do. How do you break through the clutter?
Well, that's a tough question for me, because I'm probably the cobbler's child when it comes to promoting myself. But I think that when we're talking about when I'm talking about my clients' companies, it's really helping them again define who they are, what their product or service is that's different. It may be unique, or it may be the way that they deliver their service is different from the way their competitors do. They may be working in different sectors. Anything that we can find to help them really position themselves and differentiate themselves as a business that delivers a service or develops a product or sells a product that is really needed or in demand by certain types of consumers or clients. And so we really try to focus on that and then develop ideas of how to make that visible, more visible to those particular audiences.
Now, a lot of people say that, but they're not good at that. Don't you find that?
Yes, I do. I do find that. And there are a lot of people who think that public relations is just creating buzz or putting out press releases on a website, and I don't think that that's necessarily going to help you achieve your objectives.
Now, I guess